Yea, the stork in the heaven knoweth her appointed times, and the turtle and the crane and the swallow observe the time of their coming. But my people know not the judgment of the Lord. How do ye say, We are wise, and the law of the Lord is with us? Lo, certainly in vain made he it. The pen of the scribes is in vain. Jeremiah 8:7-8. The stork on high, the turtle, crane, and swallow move by an inner clock, an unseen pulse that directs each wing beat and turn. They dream their migrations into being, and without hesitation, obey the silent summons of their own imaginings. Yet you, who wear a human garment, study outward laws, and trace ink on parchment, believing that wisdom lies in the pen of scribes. You clutch your scriptures as though they were bricks of reality, not knowing that true law dwells in the depths of your own consciousness. Hear now, every living form is a projection of a dreaming God, asleep within you. The birds know their appointed times because they have no doubt they are the dreamer's vision, perfectly attuned to the invisible rhythms of creation. You, however, have fallen asleep in your human role and mistake your body's restraints for ultimate truth. You ignore the judgment of the Lord because you judge by sight and sound alone, not by the feeling of fulfilled desire that rises from the unseen throne of your imagination. The law he spoke was never meant to bind you to lifeless dogma. It was scribed on the living tablets of your heart. But when you transplant it into stone and ink, you sever it from its source. In vain you parade your wisdom, unaware that the power to fulfill the law is born only when you awaken as the dreamer himself. Awaken, for your appointed time is now. Feel within you the stork's sure knowing, the swallow's quiet expectancy. Align with the silent tempo of your inner world and observe how your outer world shifts to mirror that hidden harmony. Then you will understand that the judgment of the Lord is nothing but the awakening of your own creative power. And in that moment, every written word will live. In these two verses, the birds, stork, turtle, crane, swallow, symbolize natural states of awareness that effortlessly align with their inner timing. Psychologically, they represent the intuitive intelligence of the subconscious, responding without conflict to its own rhythms. In contrast, my people know not the judgment of the Lord points to human consciousness asleep to its deeper guidance. We rely on external rules, the law of the Lord is with us, yet remain unaware of the living law within our own imagination and feeling, so our wisdom is only surface level. At its core, this passage reveals that all form, birds taking flight at the right season, worlds spinning into view, emerges from an inner creative field. The appointed times are pre-existent potentials in consciousness. When unobserved, they manifest automatically. When consciously engaged, they obey one's inner decree. The pen of the scribes is the vocabulary of outer dogma, powerless alone to give birth. True creation requires the union of feeling, the stork's sure knowing, and imagined word, the Creator's decree through you. Hidden here is the divine power of deliberate timing, the ability to awaken to your own inner law and orchestrate manifestation with precision. You possess the same faculty that steers migrating flocks, a silent, unfailing guidance system born of focused imagination and feeling. This is the judgment of the Lord in you, the capacity to know when and how your desires must come forth. Begin by observing how plants and birds effortlessly follow their cycles, gently reminding you that you too operate from a deeper, natural rhythm. Allow these scenes in nature to serve as a mirror, guiding you toward your own inner timing. Each morning, settle into quiet stillness and sense the appointed moment for your desires, feeling them already answered, rather than waiting for some distant future. Notice whenever you default to external rules or rigid rituals demanding that you work harder, and simply shift to an inner decree. I am the living law. My imagination brings this into being. Hold that declaration with unwavering confidence, just as birds never question the call that moves them. In persisting with this feeling of certainty, you will witness the world rearranging itself around your inner conviction. By aligning your consciousness with its own appointed rhythms and experiencing fulfillment before form, you awaken as the dreamer, no longer at the mercy of apparent events, but directing the very currents of creation.